and welcome to Kickoff Podcast with me, Imoleayo Fakayode. I'm joined by Right Score senior writer, Fisayor as usual. The weekend of football has come and gone. Some exciting results. If your club didn't win this weekend, I don't want to say I'm sorry, but better luck next time. If you're an Arsenal fan, I don't know how you are feeling right now. If you are an Everton fan as well, I don't know how you are feeling right now. If you are a Liverpool fan, I'm sure you are disappointed your team didn't get the maximum 3 points. On that note, I welcome you. Let me bring on Hila. Just before I bring on Hila, I would encourage you to follow Right Score on Twitter and on Instagram at Right Score Updates. Like our page on Facebook at Right Score. You get all the latest news in the world of football on our social media handle. Hila Fisayo, how was your weekend? You are disappointed Chelsea didn't get the maximum point against Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm not disappointed though, because we are playing against the best club in the Premier League right now. But
it was a case of the best attack against the best defense.
Yeah, exactly. So the only thing I can just pick out of that game was Tammy Abraham. He was very poor, playing woefully. I'm sure a striker like Cavani or Giroud won't be up front there and will score against Tottenham. So thanks for having me, and thanks to everyone listening to Kickoff Podcast again.
Let's start from Saturday, Hila, the early kickoff in the English Premier League. Brighton against Liverpool. Everybody were anticipating that Liverpool should do just enough to nick all 3 points. Salah was available, Mane was available, Diogo Jota was on fire. He actually scored the only goal for Liverpool. By the way, he was available, although started from the bench. Roberto Firmino as well started the game. They were available, and the back line, although it wasn't, Joe Matip picked up a knock just during warm up. That shouldn't be, although it's enough to break a team if your regular guys aren't available and you are playing this very tough team. Brighton are a tough side to play against, especially at the Amex. But in the end, Liverpool scored 3 goals, by the way. 2 were chalked off for offside. The first one that was chalked off was Mohamed Salah's goal. I was angry with the VAR, but in the end you have to forgive VAR, because VAR needs to implement the new rule. The new rule these days says if you are fractionally offside, the goal had to be chalked off. I don't know, maybe Mohamed Salah should have come to that match with a boot more smaller. Maybe that could have made VAR not chalked off the goal. But in the end, Liverpool struggled. They were not really at their best. They struggled, and they were even lucky that Brighton were not at their best, because if Brighton were at their best on Saturday, I think Brighton would have defeated Liverpool. And by the way, as well, you have to mention that Brighton also missed a penalty. Neil Mopai actually missed a penalty in the first half. Liverpool gave away a penalty, and the VAR awarded the penalty to Brighton and Hove Albion. Neil Mopai was expected to talk away the penalty, but he missed it. There's one thing about penalty. If you score, it's a great penalty, no matter how you took it. But if you miss, it's a poor penalty. Even if the goalkeeper saved it, nobody would remember that it was down to the heroics of the goalkeeper. Everybody would be saying that it was a poor penalty. It was a poor penalty. Alisson didn't even save the penalty. It went over the bar. So for me, it was a poor game by Liverpool standard, and Brighton will be biting their fingers that they should have won that game. Hila, what's your thought on the game, by the way?
Well, I'm talking about Brighton Liverpool. I'm expecting Liverpool to win that game, but the VAR came into the party and spoiled the party for Liverpool. So it's just a matter of the VAR. Well, I can't say it's not offside, but all those offside or something is let me say it's controversial. I don't really know how VAR looks at its own penalty. Its own offside. So well, it's a good game for Brighton, because playing against a big team like Liverpool, taking away 1 point is not that easy. So I can just say it's a great game for Brighton and a bad game for Liverpool. So just keep finger crossed. Liverpool will still do better.
Moving on Saturday as well, Manchester City thrashed Burnley by 5 goals to nil. That's the third time in a row that Manchester City will be putting 5 goals past Burnley. There's nothing much to analyze about Manchester City. They were just clinical in front of goal. And Mahrez was on fire. He scored an hat-trick, and all in all, a 5-star performance from Manchester City. Let's talk about Everton versus Leeds United. Marcelo Bielsa's team could have won that game by 4 goals margin. The 1-0 result wasn't a fair reflection of the match. Leeds United were mile above Everton. Everton were not really at their best, and Leeds United were on fire. They hit the crossbar, called Pickford to action on some occasions, made some brilliant saves, and Leeds United in the end deservedly won the match by a goal to nil. Marcelo Bielsa would be satisfied that his team picked all 3 points at Goodison Park for the first time in the Premier League. They've never beaten Everton in the Premier League, by the way, but they did it on Saturday in a commanding fashion. They were very good against Everton. Everton never looks like they have anything to trouble Leeds United. Although they forced the Leeds United goalkeeper to make some very top saves, but you could say that Leeds United could have won that game by more than a goal margin. Hila.
Yeah, talking about Leeds, Arsenal was just lucky to take away 1 point against this side. So I'm not surprised they beat Everton. This team has been doing well since the league started. Against Liverpool, we can see how they play.
Concede goal just because of the high line they play.
Exactly. It was just a lucky game for Arsenal because other ball was just hitting the crossbar. So I think Leeds has been doing well this coming weeks, because this Leeds of a team is just a team I'm scared of, because they can do and undo. They know how to play team, but I don't know why they just have the problem of scoring these days. They should have won by a margin of 3 goals or 4 goals against Everton, but well, it's just the 3 points they need, and they get it. So it's a good game for Marcelo Bielsa's side anyway.
The game of the relegation battle, West Bromwich Albion against Sheffield United on Saturday night. West Brom won by a goal to nil, and that has lifted them a bit on the table. Sheffield United were exceptionally good last season, but this season I don't know. I mean, since the restart back in July, they've been poor. I don't know how they would do it this season. The coach Chris Wilder needs to do something. They need to find a way to turn around this season, or else Sheffield United might be going back to the Championship. Let's come to Sunday, Hila. Manchester United had to call Edison Cavani off the bench to rescue the team. I've always maintain that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sometimes looks like someone who never passed through the coaching school. Sometimes it feels like he leaves his best leg on the bench. Manchester United only have 2 natural number 9. That's Odion Ighalo and Edison Cavani. It is clear and obvious to all of us that Ighalo would not start for Manchester United in the Premier League. But how would you explain starting a Mason Greenwood ahead of Edison Cavani in a Premier League match? A proven European goal scorer on the bench, and I don't know. I've always had problem with Solskjaer as well, starting 2 holding midfielder, defensive-minded midfielder in the Premier League. I don't know how he does it. He goes into the Champions League, gets his selection right, the team play exceptionally well, and comes back into the Premier League and tends to go defensive. You have Bruno Fernandes and Donny van der Beek, players that knows how to use the ball very well, and still yet you are yes. You know that Southampton are a side that comes flying at you from the start. They don't allow you a breathing space. That means you need to start with a striker who is very good at positioning himself. But in the end, he got away. The jail card for me was Bruno Fernandes. He scored the first goal for Manchester United, assisted by Edison Cavani. But he got away with that bad selection. Let me put it that way, because I feel that he made a poor selection, a wrong selection rather, for that match, and he corrected it in the second half, and that bailed him out. Should he continue doing this, I feel that Manchester United might be in trouble, because if they play against a team that are more defensively minded, I think he wouldn't have won that game on Sunday.
Yeah, talking about Manchester United, I just feel so sorry for Edinson Cavani. You know why? Because I don't know how a player like Cavani would be on bench and Mason Greenwood will be starting ahead of him. It is slap for me. Talking about Solskjaer, I don't really know if that guy will really know what we called coaching.
It baffles me if he ever went through a coaching school.
I don't just understand that man, because I don't know why you have your good players on the bench and starting let me just call them academy players. Well, it's a good win for them anyway. Cavani came off the bench and did the job for them. It's just a case of class in that game. We just see the class in that game. What Cavani bring into the team, and I'm expecting Solskjaer to starting this.
He needs a run
this man because be surprised the next game. And this man is not starting. I won't be surprised, seriously. But I just wish Solskjaer could just learn from this and make sure he get the starting lineup right.
Alright, Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0 was the other result in the English Premier League on Sunday. It was a case of master against apprentice. Both of them. I didn't see any tactical display actually on that Sunday. It was down to the players when giving their all. Tottenham didn't want all 3 points. They knew what they wanted. They came to get 1 point. They got it. Frank Lampard, I'm sure, would want his team to win. But going forward, Tammy Abraham is not a striker that Chelsea would rely on if they really want to win the EPL. He's not a striker that can give you 20-25 goals a season. Yes, he did it with Aston Villa in the Championship, but he cannot do that in the EPL, and that was evident on Sunday. He was very poor. Like if Chelsea have started that game with a more proven goal scorer, I think they would have won against Tottenham.
Yeah, I just said it earlier. Tammy Abraham is just a player that should be starting against teams like West Brom, small teams like that.
No disrespect to those teams.
No disrespect. But talking about Tottenham, we can't compare Tottenham to all those teams. So Tottenham is a big team. So they are playing a derby match. I'm expecting a striker like Giroud up front. When I saw the lineup and I'm seeing Abraham, I was like, what is this now? What is going on with Lampard? Is it because this man is an English player? Because I really don't understand why you'll be starting Tammy Abraham ahead of Giroud in a game like Tottenham. So it's a good game for them anyway. Tottenham just need a point and they get it, but it's a disappointing result for Lampard, because all those crosses James was just putting into the box, Tammy is unable to convert one from it. So it's a disappointing result for Lampard for me anyway.
Arsenal against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Sunday night was the last game of the day. Mikel Arteta's side were expected to at least give a performance against the Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are a very, very difficult customer to play. But in the end, they were very poor. Some have been saying that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, after signing the contract with Arsenal, has not been the same striker he was before he signed the contract. But I guess it's just a phase. People should stop looking at it from that angle of his body language is suggesting he just wants to collecting. I mean, you just want to get money from Arsenal and you'll be doing nothing. I don't know. No, I personally feel that is definitely not happy with the situation at the moment. I'm sure he's a professional and he will not be happy that he's not getting the goals. He might not be giving you the movement that you've been seeing before, but I can tell you that Aubameyang, as a professional, he's not happy. I'm sure about that. He will not be happy that he's not getting the goals, that he's not performing well at the moment. It's just a phase. It will pass and he will start firing again. But you've got to be patient with him. And I think Arteta needs to make a bold decision of dropping him at least. Get this guy off the pitch. Let him clear his head. He needs it. Aubameyang needs a rest from that Arsenal squad. He needs to rest. Maybe Arteta is afraid, I don't know, but I think he needs to make a brave call of dropping him and letting him realize that, guy, you need to clear your head. You need to refresh yourself. And I think that's what Arteta needs to do for Aubameyang. In all, Arsenal weren't good enough. Deservedly so. Wolverhampton Wanderers won the game. The sad news though was Raul Jimenez went off injured. He had a clash of head with David Luiz, and just 5 minutes into the game, he was down. He wasn't moving at all, and the physio had to rush onto the pitch, attended to him. He was laid onto the stretcher, taken straight to the hospital. Some few minutes later, got the news that he's doing well, that he's stable, he's fine, responding to treatment, and that's the positive news for Wolverhampton Wanderers fans. All in all, a deserved win for Wolves. Healer.
Yeah, it is a deserved win for Wolves. Arsenal has not been doing well in the past few games now. Against Leeds played them like
to get a point.
Exactly. So let me just say, it's not a matter of Aubameyang to be rested. This team all together, I think they need to rest. Because
that's not possible.
They all are not playing very well. They all are not playing very good. When the team is playing very good, the striker will be informed. When the team is playing very, very poor, what do you want the striker to do? So I even heard something yesterday that Aubameyang puts on let me see, is it not a cloth that he wanted to use it, to pay respect for,
to pay tribute to Maradona.
To pay tribute to Maradona. He thought he would score, so he's not happy not scoring.
I'm sure
he really want to score yesterday so that he can pay a tribute to Maradona, and he's not scoring. So it's just a case of, it's not his fault.
He's not informed.
The team altogether are not informed. So I think they just need to step up. Let me put it that way. They just need to step up.
We'll talk more Arteta in our next podcast. Some teams have already made it to the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League, while some teams still have to find a way to get the results that will take them to the next round. Case in point, Real Madrid have got their work cut out. They need to make sure they win their last two games to stand a chance of qualifying for the round of 16. Manchester United needs a point from the last two games of the group stage to make sure they are in the round of 16. Let's talk UEFA Champions League, Healer. Some games to look forward to. Liverpool against Ajax will be a very, very important game. Liverpool needs to get a win. They should have wrapped up against Atalanta, but they didn't, and I'm sure they were poor this weekend as well. And Ajax on the other side won 5-0 in the Eredivisie. So I'm sure Liverpool knew to themselves that Ajax will not be an easy customer. They should have won that game against Atalanta, and they have themselves to be blamed. Now they would be playing at home against Ajax Amsterdam. They won the first leg by 1-0. I think Ajax will be a tricky customer, but I feel like Liverpool should do enough to at least pick a point. They shouldn't lose against Ajax again, Hila.
Yeah, I'm talking about Liverpool. Ajax is not a good. It's not a easy side to play. So I think winning for Liverpool will be a tough task for them. So I think they just need all the 3 points, because talking about a point, it won't be good enough for Liverpool. So
I selected the top games to talk about, by the way, so forgive us if we are not talking about your team. It is probably because they've qualified or they do not have any chance to qualify for the next round. Real Madrid will be going away to to Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar Donetsk won the reverse fixtures in Spain by 3-2. Real Madrid have got their work cut out. They lost again this weekend in the Spanish La Liga, a goal to 2 to Alaves. I don't know if Sergio Ramos will be available for that match, but Real Madrid need to win in Ukraine.
Yeah, they need to win, but talking about Shakhtar Donetsk, they are not an easy side also. So I think it will be a case of...
they were taken out cleanly by Borussia Mönchengladbach, 10-0 home and away. They got against Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Exactly. So I think it will be a tough game for Real Madrid, but I'm seeing them taking away all the 3 points. I don't see Shakhtar Donetsk giving them that tough time. So I think Real Madrid should just do enough to make sure they nail this.
Atalanta will be playing Midtjylland in the other game as well. Atalanta did this last season. Can they do it again? They've won against Liverpool. They need to win against Midtjylland and also beat Ajax in the final game of the group stage. Can they do it, Hila?
Yeah, I think they can do it, and I think they can. If Bayern Munich can do it against Atletico Madrid, I think they too should make it again.
Atletico Madrid as well at the Wanda Metropolitano will be hosting Bayern Munich, who have already secured qualification for the next round. Atletico Madrid missed the chance to do the same against Lokomotiv Moscow as they were held to a 0-0 draw in the match day 4. That was last week. Bayern Munich are a side that they are not ready to give anything away, even if they've qualified already. I don't think if Atletico are thinking that this will be easy for them because Bayern have qualified, I think they might be wrong, Hila.
Yeah, they might be wrong.
They would need to sweat a lot. Although they won against Valencia by 0-0 in the Spanish La Liga this weekend. Bayern also picked all 3 points against Stuttgart by 3-1. So I think both sides are coming from the back of winning their match at their respective league. So this match will be tough for Atletico. Should they think that Bayern will be very easy to beat? I think they might be wrong.
Yeah, Bayern is not that easy side to beat. We all know that. Bayern is not a team you can just think you want to go and beat. So I think Atletico Madrid will do it.
They need the game.
They need this game, but Bayern is not a easy side to play. So I think they will do enough. They will do more. They will sweat more if they really want 3 points against Bayern Munich. But I'm seeing this game ending in a draw because Bayern want to lose this, and Atletico want to lose this as well. So I think this game might end in a draw.
The other big game, Borussia Mönchengladbach hosting Inter Milan. Inter Milan, I don't know. I don't think Inter Milan have got any chance to qualify for me. I think they are in trouble, in big mess. And they won this weekend against Sassuolo 3-0. Mönchengladbach also won their own game in Bundesliga. They are going away to Germany. Mönchengladbach will not be an easy customer for Inter. Do you see them picking all 3 points against Mönchengladbach? I don't see that happening, by the way.
Well, I really don't. I really don't think so, because Mönchengladbach is not a team. It's not an easy side also. Inter also is not an easy side. So Inter has not been doing well for some weeks now, so I think it will be a difficult game for the both sides.
I think it will be a difficult game as well. All right, the last game we'll be talking about is Manchester United against Paris Saint-Germain. By the way, Istanbul Başakşehir will be hosting Leipzig as well on Tuesday. I think that Leipzig should do just enough to win that. If football wants to be football, Başakşehir could nick that. Manchester United against PSG on Wednesday, Hila. Manchester United have been very good in the Champions League this this season. I think they will beat PSG. That's just the way I feel. PSG drew 2-2 with Bordeaux. They are not informed. That's PSG. Manchester United coming off the back of that 3-2 victory against Southampton, and I think they'll be high on confidence. El Matador, Edison Cavani will be available against his former side. I think that will be the motivation for Manchester United. They would want to do just enough, just wrap up the qualifications to the next round for them to be able to rest players in the final match of the group. So I think that Man United will be PSG. How about you?
Yeah, if
they won the reverse fixture, by the way, in France, 2-1 against PSG, I think they will do it again.
Yeah, if Solskjaer doesn't play gamble in this match, I think Manchester United should nail this. But if Solskjaer wants to be Solskjaer again, I'm saying PSG
again.
I'm saying PSG beating Manchester United. So it's just a case of if Solskjaer really wants to win this game.
PSG really needs the match as well. Manchester United needs the match as well. But the sides who wants it more better, I think, would win the match. That's the size of the podcast, guys. Thanks for listening. Follow Right Score on Twitter and on Instagram at Right Score Update. On Facebook, like our page at Right Score. Hila is on Twitter at Hila_Fisayo. Catch me up on Twitter and on Instagram as well at I am Fakim. So don't mind me, I'm totally out of time. Hila, your final word.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us again. It's been a pleasure you are there, and it's been a pleasure we are here. So thanks for listening to us. Make sure you stay safe, wash your hand regularly, say no to rape. Rape is a cause.
Once again, I say R.I.P. Diego.